It's time to get to work, y'all. It is officially time to get to work. Let me make sure my audio's good for this live today. Don't need anything messing up the live podcast. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate everybody checking out the T-Top interview. We're about to touch 10,000 views on that. Keep running those numbers up, hitting the like button on that. You know what to do. You already know what to do when you tap in here. Hit the like button, drop your city and state, because we got a lot to talk about today. Because after getting removed from 50 Cent's G Unit crew, Mike Knox decided to release his own video. Maybe y'all seen it. It was on World Star Hip Hop. It was on the top box of World Star. That's right, you guys. The top box of World Star. I believe it was called You Should Love Me. Mike Knox's new music video, You Should Love Me. Some people say it was older, a re-release, maybe something he just went back and filmed a video for a few days ago because he wanted to get something out there. You couldn't have gone and recorded a new song. You had to take a previously existing song and actually post that. I mean, come on, it would have been good to maybe hear you address what had actually happened on record, because we all know you came on the internet and said that it was a conversation that you wanted to have in front of the public's eye. And now Mike Knox wants to respond to 50 Cent. Yesterday, he actually responded to 50 Cent. He responded on 50's birthday. You're going to waste 50's time on his birthday, homie? He just laughed at you all across his social media in front of not 25 million people as I thought it was, but it's Rose. 50 Cent has 33 million people now watching him on social media. And Mike Knox decided to make light. Mike Knox loves to make light of situations, just like he did when Garcia had hemmed him up in Philly. Oh, we're working together. I wanted to do this. Now Mike Knox has posted on his social media a picture of 50 Cent with a caption that reads, "Happy birthday, 50 Cent. My bro, you crazy. You think everything is funny." That's a good way to be, man. 50 Cent makes light of situations. When 50 Cent has to remove somebody from his G Unit record label, he'll usually make a reason for why that happens. Lloyd Banks wasn't keeping up to it when it came to putting out material. Tony Yayo, well, 50 tried extra hard with Tony Yayo's project. I believe 50 even got him a second album budget, which is kind of crazy to me after Interscope kicked all of the G Unit artists off to the curb. So, yeah, Mike Knox actually posted on his story on 50's birthday. He said, "You think everything is funny." Yeah, 50 laughs at a lot. I mean, there's a meme out there with 50 Cent in a car and he looks over at somebody, he just starts laughing at them and he drives away. Key word being drives away, just like he drove away from your career, Mike Knox. When Mike Knox dropped this new video on social media called You Should Love Me, I don't know if that was a calling to 50 Cent or the G Unit guys, you know what I mean? But when Mike Knox released that on social media, it had no references whatsoever to G Unit. It said nothing about G Unit Records. It had nothing about him shouting out G Unit at the beginning of the song. So Mike Knox pretty much walked away from G Unit, in my opinion. When I'm looking at this, I'm like, so you got unfollowed by 50 after you got hemmed up by Meek Mill's homies, and now you don't even want to mention G Unit, the whole reason you got treated like a sucker. You want to say to Meek Mill, why did you let 6ix9ine check you, Rameek? Mike Knox, why did you let Garcia check you? Why did you let Garcia check you when you knew when you knew for a fact that that would be detrimental to your career? You knew it, man. Unless you're that dumb, unless you're that dumb to the point where you didn't know that apologizing to the man who just exposed, because nobody thinks 50 Cent is really a snitch. If you really believed the murdering paperwork, I mean, you were on one back in the day. All that paperwork that came out where the engineer, of course, the engineer wanted to get paid. You know what I mean? 50 and them guys weren't making no money back in the day. You know what I mean? The engineer was working pro bono. Pause. So hit that like button if you're in here. Show some love to the channel. You heard. Today we're going over Mike Knox's official response to 50 Cent. You know, because Mike Knox wants to assure everybody that 50 Cent and him are cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys are cool. If you guys were cool, 50 wouldn't have posted a parody video of you getting shook up in your own hood. Come on, man. Calling out Meek Mill over getting checked by 6ix9ine. Well, you got checked for claiming that Meek Mill got checked by 6ix9ine. Guy tried to say that Meek Mill destroyed MMG. In all honesty, Meek Mill was the only artist thriving on MMG. Wale came and did his thing as well, but the sales weren't there as high as Meek Mill's. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? But also they complemented each other. You want to talk about how Meek Mill spazzed out on Wale? He did. We all saw it. Meek Mill was going through something. Old Twitter fingers was at it, dissing Wale. We all saw it, man. But you can't discredit what Meek Mill and Wale did. You can't destroy MMG when they're at their height. Meek Mill and Wale had MMG at their height. After they both left, all these other guys, the Tracy T's, the Fat Trells, you know what I mean? All these guys that represented MMG in the second wave, they just couldn't get the job done. But you cannot say that Meek Mill destroyed MMG because MMG was technically at their height at that point of their career. I'm dissecting your whole diss song right here, Mike. I'm dissecting your whole reason for calling out Meek Mill. If you would have had somebody in your camp who could have broke some of these facts down for you, you wouldn't have went through this whole situation. Meek Mill gave you an opportunity to actually stay out of it. This whole time, Meek Mill never called you out when Gunplay jumped on your back. I guess you said Gunplay, I guess some said Meek Mill witnessed all that, right? So Mike Knox also said, don't stand behind nobody. Stand up for yourself. 1 minute you're righteous. The next minute you're a gangster. The next minute you're, I'm so glad I'm not on probation no more. I've been fighting this all my life. Yeah, Meek Mill has been fighting probation all of his life. Don't you remember Meek Mill actually had a situation with T.I. and he got hemmed up with his probation? And he got screwed out of his whole situation with Grand Hustle back when T.I. was really putting some things together. Like he had BG over there, he had the PSC over there, and Meek Mill would have been great over there. I mean, obviously things ended up working out with Rick Ross, but come on, let's be real about this situation. Meek Mill got in trouble and got an extended amount of probation that quite literally could have ruined his life if he doesn't already say it did. So you're going to talk about that? Yeah, he is. He has been fighting his whole life to get off probation. And yeah, he did get stuck in Philly when he should have been living in other places when he was making a substantial amount of money. And that's probably what has put him in the position he's in now. The fact that he wasn't able to move around properly back then. And that's why he's only selling 6,000 units. It's like when Tony Yayo came out of jail and he was only able to promote his album based on being on house arrest. You can only do so much. So Meek Mill being limited in going out and traveling to all these different places where he would have got his name known. Yeah, his growth as an artist was stunted by that. And that's exactly why he's only selling 6,000 units right now. There's other artists, they build bigger fan bases to the point where they'll be selling tens of thousands of units just forever. You know, anytime they put out, maybe they won't sell 150, but they'll sell tens of thousands of units. Meek Mill just put out an album that sold 80,000 units a few years ago. It was called Expensive Pain. So for the people even judging him based on this 6,000 units sold, like, you really can't do that because it's like an EP, number one. I believe whether it was like a 6-track EP or something like that, and it wasn't properly distributed. It wasn't properly promoted. None of these things. If you've been around to witness Meek Mill's career since he started, you know what I mean, and really started getting a push after the 2010s, then you know how a Meek Mill album comes out. Mike Knox has never got any type of push like that. And apparently Mike Knox wasn't even really around for that when Wale was coming out with #1 albums and Meek Mill was moving 250,000 units in a week. Hit that like button if you're tapped in, man. I'm breaking down the facts. I'm breaking down the facts on this one. Let me get my charger real quick. I'm breaking down the facts on this one, y'all. Mike Knox has officially responded to 50, and I'm sure all of you know Mike Knox is trying to treat it like everything is okay. He's trying to treat it like everything is good. Mike Knox actually posted a picture of 50. Doesn't look like Mike Knox is there in that picture. And I want to also let y'all know, everybody watching, 50 didn't repost Mike Knox. It's not in 50 Cent's story. Like I said the other day, I highly doubt Mike Knox ever makes another public appearance on 50 Cent's Instagram page. I just don't see it happening. Mike Knox can say all that he wants. Oh, 50, you're funny. You think everything is funny. You could try to save face all that you want, like MMG members that borrow MMG chains when they're going to tour so they could pretend they're a part of the group. You can do that all you want, Mike Knox, you know, because it's the way you thrive. You know, same thing with the whole reason you dissed Meek Mill. The whole beef with 50 and Meek Mill popped off. You thought you could come in and use it to your opportunity because you really got nothing left right now. You tried to keep that in your back pocket, but it's too late. You're going to go after Meek when he is at the lowest of the lows. I'm not talking about going at somebody when they're down and out. I'm talking about the fact that you're going to diss Meek Mill now when he has the least amount of fan base that he's ever had. It's not smart. It's stupid. You lost your opportunity to diss Meek Mill. I'm sorry. You missed your opportunity to stand up for Fifth. When Meek Mill brought one of 50's G-Unit flunkies. Sorry to call you a G-Unit flunky, Trav. But when Meek Mill brought Trav around and 50 Cent pie-faced him, get off the stage. Get off the stage. And Meek Mill, you're lucky you didn't get thrown off the stage that day too, because 50 and them don't play about that. They don't play about that when it comes to you messing with people from their neighborhood. Or when Meek Mill, more recently, wanted to post about how everybody in Queens knows that 50's a rat. I'm going to be addressing that with somebody from Queens this week because I think that was a horrible mistake. I might do another mistake that Mike Knox made during his whole Math Hoffa beef when Math Hoffa shut his ass down trying to get Hassan Campbell's information. Are you kidding me? You're reaching out to Math Hoffa to do some gangster shit? Math Hoffa is so far past that. He's so far past that. Don't be trying to drag Math Hoffa down into your BS. And I've actually had conversations with Math Hoffa. Math Hoffa, are you recording me, Mikey T? Are you kidding me? Math. I record people like Lil Wayne. I record people like You, when you know you're being recorded. You know damn well I'm not one of them type of people that record somebody on the phone on some 50 Cent and Young Buck shit. That's not me. But, I had to ask Matt some of those questions, Tone Trump being one of those questions. I'm like, bro, I'm just asking. He thought I was going to try to go viral off of some Tone Trump shit. I don't care to go viral off of that, you guys. I go viral every day off of the music or off of the music moves that I make. If I have the opportunity to talk with these, dope ass people in the music industry, you know what I'm saying? Like Math, like a Sean Bigga, you know what I'm saying? Like people from Circle House down in Miami. If I get an opportunity to talk and work with these people, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to use it to my advantage. I'm going to soak it up like a sponge. I'm going to learn things. You know what I mean? Odats Ryder is the best rapper in Philly. In fact, for me, he's the best rapper, period. Low Nose Boxing, salute to you. Yeah, Odat Ryder is fire. I'd like to do an interview with him for sure. I seen him and Garcia up there doing an interview. And honestly, it was a bad move from Mike Knox. Like, what are you doing, man? Why are you literally going at Meek Mill? You're going at Meek Mill because you saw the feud with 50 Cent reignite. You saw an opportunity to clout chase. Let's be real about it. You saw an opportunity to clout chase. You took it. Didn't work out for you, though. It didn't work out for you, though. I don't know, little homie. I think you're a little delulu because you're probably on that whole thing of, oh, Mikey T, you're so unpopular since the Leak Moss things happened. I don't know if you have seen my analytics, little homie, but every single year, my joint goes up. Every single year, my joint goes up. I'm more lit than Mike Knox right now. I'm more lit than Leak Moss right now. Let's be real. I put out a video every day. I put out work every single day. Mike Knox can't keep up with me. But yeah, keep on commenting, bro. Trying to throw me off the game and all that. You're the people in the chat who they're like, yo, Mikey T, don't let these people throw you out the game because you're doing your thing. And I'm making a great point here about how Mike Knox apologizes after Meek Mill says everybody in Queens knows 50 is a rat. Well, I'm going to have somebody from Queens come up here tomorrow and address all that because Mike Knox just made the worst mistake of his career. Did you not see that tweet from Meek Mill? Do you not know how personally 50 takes things? Don't you remember at the beginning when 50 first got in the game, you could not deal with any of 50's enemies. Did you forget? Did you forget about that? That wasn't smart, Mike Knox. That wasn't smart at all. Nah, bro. And I don't want to hear the story about Mike Knox and Beans. I don't want to hear the story about Mike Knox and Beans. Nobody knows Mike Knox compared to Beans. I don't want to hear that Mike Knox is up for debate against Meek Mill. I don't want to hear that Mike Knox is up for debate against Beanie Siegel because he's not that stature of an artist. You can't even sit here and name one Mike Knox song. You can't even sit here and name one piece of Mike Knox history in the music business. I'm going to have to call it out. Is he G Unit because Tony Yayo hosted his mixtape? Are you G Unit because Tony Yayo hosted your mixtape? I want to call it out. Have you ever been G Unit? Or is this all a lie? What kind of dude that's going to jail that has 50 Cent come to him and says, yo, do you want me to help you with your court costs? Who says no? This guy literally said, nah, I told 50 to chill on that. Are you bugged out? You are bugged out because you brought other people to come and see 50 rather than get your own self signed. So Mike Knox, so they call him MK, right? Meek Mill and 50 Cent, they do have a relationship. They do. We all know that they've been cool over the years, but they haven't had the relationship to the point where they're actually working together because Meek Mill has a respect for his OG, Rick Ross. Meek Mill has spoken in the past about actually getting those two guys together. That would have been a big single for Meek Mill. The fact of the matter is, Meek Mill didn't need that single. Maybe it would have taken him over the top because the dude did get 250,000 people out in a single week. So maybe a Rick Ross and 50 Cent single would have taken him over the top. But the fact is, he didn't need that to get where he was going. The fact is, Meek Mill played both of them at a distance. Meek Mill would be interviewed and he would say, even though I am signed with Rick Ross, I'm still a fan of 50 Cent. He was very respectful in that sense. I mean, if 50 was Ross, Meek Mill's ass would have been out of the group 100%. Yo, how do you even like, little homie, how are you even in the chat and you like remember that? Like, little homie, little tie bone, how do you like, are you serious? I've done like 5 million views, but your petty ass just hasn't been around because you're like all them other suckers. You know what I mean? Like, yo, there's a sucker born every day, little homie, and you're just one of them. You're one of them guys who's like, oh, Mikey T ain't hot right now. I gotta stay away. Everybody's staying away from Mikey T in the industry. You're like one of them suckers. But the reality about it is, nobody in the industry even knows about that situation. The reality of it is, my numbers have been going up every single year. While Leak Moss's numbers are going down, why Mike Knox is losing his career, while Banglam Smurf has no career, my numbers are growing. My paper is going up. I got hair transplants and shit, man. I got hair transplant money. And you want to mess with me? I got that. What's popping, Rich? You know we're good on this side. I left all that in the dust. Damn right. Congratulations is in order. But was a birthday shout out in order? Mike Knox just had to shout it out. And he got called out, actually. He got called out by Quilly as well. He said, oh, you're going to have that smoke with me, but you're going to wish 50 Cent a happy birthday? Let me check out that message. Let me check that out. How this dude posts 50. How this dude posts 50 for his B-Day, but he's mad at me. Redirect your energy, Mike Knox. Mike Knox thinks it's sweet. You think it's sweet, Mike Knox? Nah, you're the only one who's sweet. We can tell because you don't want to go at the people that are directly calling you out. You want to go at the people that you think you can beat. You want to go after a Quilly because you think you can run up on Quilly. You want to go after a Mikey T because you think you can run up on Mikey T. That's what you think this is? Mike Knox, I don't even think you got money to go get a damn bus ticket. You haven't sold a record. You got 150,000 views. You got 250,000 views on World Star. And what changed for you? Nothing changed for you. Everything is the same. You're going to wake up in the same place. You're going to eat the same dinner. You're going to run around saying all the same stuff. I could do whatever I want. But the reality is you can't. Because the reality is you sit up there at your crib and you wait on Curtis. You wait on Boo Boo to pull up in the Lambo. You look hella crazy doing that. So Mike Knox wants to call me. Yo, Mikey T, I got the play. I'm about to be in the halfway house and I'm about to be out. And then we need to do some work like you're doing with everybody else in Philly. If y'all didn't know that, Mike Knox was calling Mikey T. Mike Knox was calling Mikey T for help. How would 50 feel about that? Does your boss know? Oh, you went and told Curtis, right? And that's why you blocked me like you blocked Garci? What? You blocked Mikey T? Yo, look at this dude. This dude following my page, still stuck in the past, talking about something that happened years ago. Yo, homie, go fix your braids, homie. Go fix yourself up. You're looking kind of crazy. The chosen one? You ain't chosen, homie. You ain't chosen because you're on here on my page hating. You're on my page hating, homie. I got you up out of pocket, Mikey T. But it's all good because I know I've been had the industry on lock since 2009. I've been around a lot of these dudes in the industry since 2009, y'all. I've been in the G Unit offices. I've been up in the G Unit. I held Curtis's Moon Man. Yeah, Mike Knox. I've been up in them offices that you think are so private. Mike Knox felt so good about being G Unit. But Mike Knox, my question to you is, when did you figure out it wasn't going to work with G Unit? When did you figure out it wasn't going to work? Was it after Gunplay manhandled you at the BET Awards? Is it when Gunplay manhandled you at the BET Awards? Let's be real. The first video anybody saw was Gunplay jumping on you after he had already been maced. How does a man that has been maced get the upper hand on you, Mike Knox? You was like 250, 60 pounds back then. Now you're like 100 pounds over that. If you're in here, hit the like button. Mike Knox had the audacity to respond to 50 Cent. 50 clowned you, Mike Knox. Get over it. Your career is over. You're on an island. You are on an island, Mike Knox. You can't go to war from an island. Your career is like an island. It's not like a peninsula. You can't get off of it. You are on an island, Mike Knox Island, where nobody is famous and nobody is G Unit. Mike Knox wants to come at me because I'm the easy target. Little homie, I'm not an easy target. I'm not an easy target. I'm not like any of these other bloggers that you're going to deal with because I'm not going to let up on the gas. I got a story ready to go about how Matt Hoffa checked your ass next. I got a story ready to go about how Quilly checked you next. I won't stop on this. I'll go review the mixtape that Tony Yayo did for you. I want to hear what Tony Yayo did for you on a mixtape that made you so down with the crew. I was more G-Unit than you, Mike Knox. You are not G-Unit compared to me. I am more G-Unit than you. Have you ever even sipped effing? That was a joke. I know you bought mad effing. You spent your own personal budget on effing. Not 50's budget, your budget. Your make myself look good for G-Unit budget. There's a difference between somebody that can come on the internet and be authentic. I'll give it to Bangum Smurf. He can come on the internet and be authentic. AR Rab can come on the internet and be authentic. Beanie Siegel, too authentic for the internet. But you, Mike Knox, you're the guy that studied them all. I read a review about Mike Knox, and it said, Mike Knox, the guy who sounds like a mixture of Meek Mill and Future. Mike Knox would be happy about that review. Me, that's sad. I don't want to be like nobody else. There's not one other blogger that you're going to ever compare me to. When Meek Mill came into the game, there wasn't nobody else you were comparing him to. You probably wish you rapped like that. Maybe Ace Hood, but Ace Hood don't got shit on Meek Mill. Let's be real. Ace Hood sold like 30, 40,000 copies a couple times. Hit that like button if you're in here right now. You're locked in with the most turned up blogger right now on the underground. There ain't another underground blogger more turned up than me. And I'm just being real. Mike Knox played himself out of his position. It was too easy for you. No, it wasn't. It wasn't too easy for you because you didn't want to take what was coming to you. When they ran up on you in Philly, you should have told Meek, Millie, put me up against the wall. It's about to be a drilly. That's what you should have told Meek Millie. Instead, you said, hey, let's do a video about this. I'll apologize. Meek Mill sounded like Ace Hood, they say. I know a lot of people. I'm not going to say he sounded like Ace Hood because similar time era. PD. Salute PD Crack. That's my guy right there. Nah, PD Crack didn't yell like that. Hey, bro, the fact that you're still in here off of all that, the fact that you remember it, bro, I appreciate that. Yo, LD, I appreciate that because I'm burnt into your memory. The impression of Mikey T, the movie star, is burnt into your memory. He said, I'm definitely G-Unit. Jitsu. You already know. But yeah, man, the fact that I got a lot of people out there that rock with me, you already know I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I really do appreciate that. And I'm going to stand on mine when it comes to a situation like this. Mike Knox can comment on my page and he can try to comment on other people's pages. But the reality of the situation is he's trying to play this off like nothing is wrong when that couldn't be further from the truth. 50 Cent didn't repost your little birthday shout out, man. 50 don't care about your birthday shout out. What 50 cares about is the fact that you made his brand look less than. You made G-Unit look like something that... What? Do you understand the difference with G-Unit and Dream Chasers? You made it look like G-Unit just got ran down on by DC. Astro Boy, baby, you already know what it is. Mikey T. Yeah, I got my money up, got my hair up. You heard? Hair, yep. Nah, I don't got a hair implant, you guys. I was just kidding. I don't need no hair implant. I think Adam 22 was talking about that shit, but I don't need no hair implant. Shout out my bro Max B, free Max B. Shout out Ty Black. You heard? New interview with Keen Streets coming soon. New interview with Top Floor Luke coming soon. Interview with T-Top out right now. That shit's at like 10,000 views. You know, I'm still running through these internet streets. I'm still more popular than all these other rappers out there. You're lucky I don't put some of this shit on beat, and then I would really start messing these rappers up. I'd really start messing these. I'm going to do a Mike Knox diss song. Let me get back to my notes, though. So, Meek Mill and Mike Knox. Somebody tell me about a record that they've done. Somebody tell me about a song that they've done maybe on the Flamers mixtape before Meek Mill got crazy popular. Somebody tell me about a record that Mike Knox did with Meek Mill before he was incarcerated in 2012. When the man had the whole world in his hands. The man had the whole world. 50 Cent said, "Hey, Mike Knox, do you want me to help you with your legal troubles?" And what did Mike Knox say? Mike Knox said, "Nah, Curtis, I got it." If we look at the situation, Meek Mill, literally, I got to point out the fact that Mike Knox was locked up for 7 years. The guy was locked up for 7 years. And he somewhat kept himself relevant, not like Gucci Man levels. You know, when Gucci Man was locked up for 3 years and they released a mixtape every single day. You heard a few things about Mike Knox. You saw him pop up in a couple cell phone videos. Even my guy met Mike Knox in a cell phone conversation. Yeah, my dude, Melly. He's a videographer and shit. He was out there working with AR Rab and Dark Low, very close back in the day. He shot a bunch of videos for Ab, but he told me he actually met Mike Knox through the cell phone FaceTime. I think it was at the TLA. There was a show going on. You know what I mean? So a lot of people were doing things to keep Mike Knox's name alive, but it's not like we had all that much material to look at. It's not like he had all this type of stuff that we could go on, videos that we could find online. He really had no type of career before getting locked up that I knew about. He had the mixtape hosted by Tony Yayo. You know what I mean? And I'm a pretty big G Unit guy. You know what I mean? And if you go look at it, he wasn't on the Vibe magazine cover, was he? Was he on the Vibe magazine cover with MOP, Spider Loke? Was he on that? Nah, when they were all in Milan, Italy, wearing the matching leather joints. My guy said, I thought Mike Knox only sold motivation hoodies. Nah, I don't think he sells hoodies, to be honest with you, man. I don't think he sells hoodies. Someone said, he said, I just found out Mike Knox was a rapper. What is Mike Knox's net worth? I couldn't tell you, man. I could not tell you, man. I did not even, in the video when they sent Mike Knox a Sprinter van, they didn't even bring him like a chunk of bread. They didn't even bring him like a 10-piece. They didn't bring him 10 grand. They didn't even bring the man 10 stacks. And I'd really like to see if 50 really paid for that Sprinter van. I hate when people pretend. I seriously hate when people pretend like that people are doing stuff for them. It's like when I talk to French Montana and he's like, yo, I was going to sign you. What? I was going to sign you, but I thought you were signed to somebody else. What? Man, I've been good. I've been good without getting signed, to be honest with you. But, you know, when you hear about an opportunity like that, Mike Knox, do you want me to take care of your legal fees? Nah. Let them throw me in jail for 7 years and let the whole world forget about me. Mike Knox, you didn't have the built-in career stability that Max B has. Max B has so much music. I won't lie, I listened to all of that music so much during his time of incarceration that I played it out. I won't lie, but Max B had so much music that he has a foundation. I'm sorry, but if you think that whole fight with Gunplay was going to do something for you, bro, like it wasn't enough to stand the test of time. You came home from jail, 50 picked you up in the Lambo. That one time you got all excited and you filmed him pulling up to your hood. You look like a kid on Christmas, by the way. You could have chilled out a little bit. You try to play it cool every other time. Why didn't you play it cool then? So Mike Knox wants to tell us, guys, in the chat, what do y'all think? Is Mike Knox capping? Is Mike Knox trying to save face? Mike Knox said, happy birthday, 50 Cent. This man wished 50 a happy birthday. You wish 50 a happy birthday after he just showed 33 million people a parody video? Are you getting strung out in the hood, pressed, apologizing. Do you realize how bad you look? Like, yo, I'm a civilian. I'm a blogger. You are supposed to be the guy that fought Beanie Siegel. You're supposed to be the guy that fought Beanie Siegel, and you're on camera apologizing to Garci. Now, much love to Garci, but the general public doesn't really know Garci. Garci is breaking onto the scene. Salute to him and Odats Rida. I really hope they do some music shit together that pushes through. Right now, it's time for that. Meek, right now, it's time for that, especially with what they just did for you. It shouldn't be Mike Knox videos on the top box of World Star. It should be videos from Odats Rida on the top box of World Star Hip Hop. This guy was running around the internet, Instagram, discrediting Meek Mill. When I discredited Meek Mill, it was to his face, Mike Knox. When Leak Moss came and approached me, I didn't say, sorry, Mike Knox. When I discredited Meek Mill, I told him to his face. I told him to his face. Garci's the businessman, homie. Ryder's the music. Garci's the businessman. It's like the Suge Tupac situation, you know? I want to see them push through like that. Mike Knox, you apologized, but and then the other breath, you tell me you banged it out with Beanie Siegel. Listen, homie, I wouldn't be afraid to bang it out with Beanie Siegel. I ain't scared of nothing. I ain't scared of nothing. But you banging out with Beanie Siegel, but apologizing to Meek Mill. It doesn't make sense. The general public is confused. The general public is now confused, Mike Knox. We're all confused. We're wondering what's going on with you. Then you want to diss Meek Mill, say, oh, you're all righteous this week and gangster the next week. Sounds like you're talking about yourself. It sounds like you just gave us the description of yourself. When I said something to Meek Mill, and you can ask Meek Mill this, what'd that crazy blogger Mikey T say to you? I told him that French Montana was better than him. Right to his face. But you want to go on the internet and say 6ix9ine checked him? You want to go on the internet and say he offered Poundside Pop a bad deal so that he had to go get one on the West Side? Just because you can't command a deal from the West Coast, homie, don't be trying to talk shit on Meek like that. If you can get a deal on the West Side, if you got them executives on the West Coast messing with you, why would you sign with Meek? Doesn't make any sense. If you had Jimmy Iovine coming to you, why would you sign with Fifth? You just wouldn't. I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I do a lot of hip-hop news. I do a lot of interviews. And I do a lot of breaking news stories like this one. Mike Knox responding to 50 Cent, wishing him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, 50 Cent. You just made me look hella crazy. You made me look hella crazy, and it didn't do hella nothing because I went to World Star. I read all of your comments on World Star, all 40 comments on a 300,000 view video, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Everybody in here, hit that like button if you're rocking with the kid. It makes no sense that your video has 300,000 views. You got 300K and you got 40 comments. Those numbers don't make sense. Those numbers have got to be fake. So Mike Knox, what does he do? He comes out and he drops a new video Why didn't you just drop the video on your YouTube page? Because it would have did 2,000 views. Actually, with all the hype surrounding your name right now, you might have did 20, 25,000 views. So that's just not even smart right there. You put it on a platform and you made an ass out of yourself again. I'm just being real about it, man. I've worked with people who have done shit on World Star. Mike Knox wanted the clout. He wanted it so bad. He dissed Meek Mill for the clout. And then he also put out another video after he got exposed. He put out another video after he got exposed to actually see if it did the trick. It's kind of sad, but also, I mean, it's like Mike Knox is just trying to see if it works. Because if it were to work for him without 50, he'd probably be cool with it. Like, yo, Fifth, man, it is what it is. It is what it, but it's not working, man. The music industry doesn't work for everybody, man. It just doesn't, you know, especially when you don't really have your own image, you know. Mike Knox came home to a pretty big buzz, right? 50 Cent pulled up on, no, 50 didn't pull up right there. 50 pulled up like a few weeks later in his Lambo. I forget how it was wrapped, but it was like wrapped with like blue and gold. Mike Knox actually, I guess, rapped with Meek Mill. He said, I got this lyric written down right here. He said, cash stay in my pocket. I don't do the black card. North Philly, Mike Knox. Meek Mill getting so much money that these haters want to get me. Okay. Mike Knox and Meek Mill go back, and this plays into the past when Mike Knox said, the Loyalty Club. What happened to the Loyalty Club, man? What happened to the Batcave days? What happened to the Batcave days? What happened to you just being at Gilly the Kid's house, literally with all the other members of the all the other Philly rappers, all of y'all huddled together, being there for Gilly after the passing of his son? Like, you were literally just there with all of them, man. And then you come and do some flaw ass shit like this. Everybody's got to be looking at you like you're crazy. Everybody does, man. Who does some flaw shit like that? It really shows what your character is like for you to be doing that. Ain't nobody care about your promos, bro. And now Mike Knox wants to bring up Gunplay. And then you got people wondering about Meek Mill's relationship with Gunplay, questioning if he ever actually messed with him. Honestly, I interviewed Gunplay back in the day, and he told me he would have liked to work with Meek Mill. I found it a little bit odd. Like, what do you mean you'd like to work with him? You guys are both MMG. What do you mean you'd like to work with him? Y'all should have no issue working. So the group really wasn't as tight as everybody thought. I'm not sure how many tracks Meek Mill and Gunplay ended up on together. I'm hoping it wasn't that one intro song where Gunplay was rapping about the sea bass. I'm hoping that wasn't the only feature they ever did together, because if that is the case, then I got to say it shows that Meek Mill's intentions weren't really all that MMG. You know what I mean? I know he loves Ross, you know what I mean? But there was a lot of talented guys over there at MMG that could have used the rub. Guys, pause. No Diddy. There's a lot of guys over there that could have used the help, like a Young Breed. You know what I mean? Young Breed actually is lit as hell. You know what I mean? Rick Ross couldn't deny but bringing him to Triple C's. Salute to my brother Torch. You know what I mean? Castle Hill Projects, New York. Torch is a real one. He had me out in Miami. He actually put me up on the guy who had the most bomb gas. Rest in peace as well. Peanut. Terrible. Guy had that Skywalker Kush, man. That was Rick Ross's guy. Let me see. What else do we got here? Game recently said some stuff too that kind of reminded me of this. When the Game said that the G Unit rappers are not people he split peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with. He said that they were only around when it was time to work. You can relate that to what I just said about Gunplay and Meek Mill's relationship. You know, they were only really around when it was time to work. Game said there were other people in his life that he busted down, little increments of money of, enough to buy a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But he didn't feel the same camaraderie with G Unit when they were busting down hundreds of thousands of dollars. It really didn't make much sense to me what the Game was saying there, talking about I didn't get little amounts of money. Man, you can build a camaraderie with people. You don't need to be broke to do it. You don't literally need to be starving. You know what I mean? To the point where you're going to go out there and do some criminal shit to get money to actually build a bond with somebody. Let's be real about this. Game should have been able to take on a friendship with all those guys, but a lot of people say that the Game wanted to diss G Unit from the get-go. I don't look at Mike Knox like that, but the reality of the situation is 50 Cent's vision was tainted, and 50 Cent could never trust somebody again like he did before. And we saw a lot of the artists, you know what I mean? Spider-Loc didn't get his just due. Mike Knox didn't get his just due. Hot Rod was a new type of artist for 50. 50 literally said he signed Hot Rod because he's not a street guy. So 50 kind of flipped the whole thing. He flipped it all, y'all. But Mike Knox wished him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, 50 Cent, my bro. You crazy. You think everything is funny. So I want everybody to subscribe right now. If you're not, hit the like button. I come on here, do these live videos. I come on here, I drop my videos, interviews, podcasts, all that. I need y'all to make sure you tap in, show some support, show some love to the channel. And basically with that, man, Mike Knox wished 50 a happy birthday, and he wants to try and play it off like it was a joke. Yeah, it was a joke that 33 million people saw, man. 33 million people saw it. 50 Cent's whole Instagram account. Mike Knox, I said it before, I'll say it again. You are the weakest link. I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.